And we are back with the fourth segment of the GSMC basketball podcast presented by the GSMC Sports Network. I apologize for that longer than usual wait. Now, the reason for that is because the Fox app that I'm using, like for checking stats, is very, very bad. Like, I'm sorry to say this, but like it is very bad. And the reason why I say that it's bad is because when you're in the NBA, the Fox app, it tracks points, rebounds, assists, steals, turnovers, all the basic stats, and field goal. But in for the Fox app, when you're looking at WNBA games, the only thing that they track for these games, like the only thing is the the team scoring and the team's field goal percentage. So it only calculates the points, the amount of makes and misses. That is incredibly lame for especially now where I want to look at the stats and like everyone else's stats. It is incredibly lame. And it really frustrates me because it's like it took me longer to get this segment ready than usual because I had to try and find all of Caitlin's stats in this game, and the Fox app just didn't give it to me. So, horrible app. It was just, I don't know why they do that, but aside from that, Caitlin Clark in the last game, 30 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks. She became the 4th player in WNBA history to reach these numbers in a single game and became the first rookie to reach these numbers in a single game. Nothing short of historic, nothing short of amazing, but she still lost. I don't know how you can blame anyone else. I don't know how you could put the blame on her for her team record and for this loss. I genuinely do not know. It's a similar story to Victor Wembanyama and how, he was playing on a very bad team with the Spurs, but his talent was far above everyone else, and the team was just constantly losing these games despite the fact that they had Victor Wembanyama on the team. Now, this is a similar story with Caitlin and the Indiana Fever. Obviously, when a team gets the number 1 pick, the team is bad, and they're bad for a reason. And that's why they have the number 1 pick. But you also can't expect the number 1 pick to be able to lift a team up from how bad they are. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to just completely discredit the women's team and women's basketball. They're at a very good spot right now. They're very popular. I love talking about women's sports. But this team, horrible. This team is bad, and it's a whole different level of bad, and it's really it's crazy to me. Just looking at how the team plays. I saw the team play live, and literally just watching that team play, it gave me a headache. It was just bad. It didn't work out. I don't know how to say this in a nice way, but it's just these players, they just are not it. They think that they are, but they're not. And their placement on the court is bad. Their ball movement is also bad. Their pick and roll is bad. Their defense is bad. Everything about them is just bad. And especially this one woman, Kelsey Mitchell. I am sorry. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but she is bad. She is just not good. You need to, the teams, she shot 5 for 15. She was awful tonight, and she's been awful for a majority of the time with the Fever, and she's robbing Caitlin Clark of shot attempts. She took 15 shots in this game for just 15 points. Why are you taking that many shots? Why? I don't see, I just don't. I don't understand why you're taking this many shots when you have Caitlin Clark, who literally dropped 30 and still lost. It's and I don't mean to be, I'm not trying to just be mean just to be mean. It's just when I watch them play, they do so much questionable things with the ball. It's similar to how when Victor was playing on the Spurs. It's a direct comparison. You'd have these other players on the team just do random stuff with the ball and try to do everything themselves, when in reality they could just give the ball to Victor, drop it down low, and let him do what he needs to do to score. But they do too much. It's like doing too much is going to hurt your team. And that woman does too much. Like, I'm sorry to say it, she does way too much, and it hurts the team more than it helps. And it's really disgusting to me, because when I was watching that game when the Fever were playing against the Liberty, she was trying to find an open shot. She was just doing all these tween crossovers, behind the backs, step backs, and like taking contested layups. And it's like she was doing all these dribble moves, but she wasn't creating any kind of space with those dribble moves. And if it leads to her taking a ridiculously contested layup, and even then, she would take an open layup and she would miss it. And I'm just like, why? Why are you even bothering? It boggles my mind. The team really needs to learn how to play with Caitlin Clark as opposed to playing against Caitlin Clark. And I don't know. There's no other way to put it. And I try to be like, as nice as possible, but there is no way. I'm not going to bubble wrap any of these players and say that they played well or they played all right. No, they played bad and they're playing bad. It's that simple. I'm not bubble wrapping anyone for any kind of reason. Now, her shooting, like her field goal, for some, I just don't understand. Like, because her numbers, they don't look bad, but it's like every time I see her play, it's just, I don't like it. Maybe it's because, I am a very huge Caitlin Clark fan, and it's the fact that she's not getting enough touches that's aggravating me. But at the same time, it's like, why is she not getting as many touches? Why? And another problem that I have with the team and is how they play. It's how they play with Caitlin Clark. It is not ideal. Now, the reason why I say this is because, whenever a screen is set for Caitlin, the teams are immediately doubling her. They are straight blitzing. They're doubling her every single chance that they get, which forces Caitlin to pass. But for some reason, the roller does not put herself in a good position to either score or make a play for somebody else. Like, usually, like I've said before, when you run a pick and roll, you either roll down to a spot on the block, which will bring help defense, thus making an easy look for somebody in the corner, or you pop out farther away from the double team and continue swinging until you get a wide open three. And they do none of that. They awkwardly stand in a very awkward spot. They don't space the floor. They stand a little bit closer than they should. Like, they stand a little bit closer to Caitlin than the spot where they should be standing, if that makes sense. And it's annoying to watch because it's like, put yourself in a spot to score. Like, or put yourself in a spot to, like, play good defense or do something of that nature. But they just don't. And I don't like it. I don't like how they're just not helping the team whatsoever. It's really hurting them. And that's really, like, there's really not much that needs to be said, aside from the fact that, dropping these numbers it's crazy. And being the first rookie to drop these numbers is nothing short of impressive. But with that, we are out of time for this fourth segment. So now I will go ahead and go into the fifth segment, where I talk about the Clippers former owner, Donald Sterling. So I'll be right back after this short break.